Shut up! Can't anyone you sleep around here?
Mama? Mommy!
I said shut your trap, Molly.
Stop shutting the podcast. She ain't doing nothing to you.
She keeping me awake, ain't she?
No, you're keeping us awake.
You wanna make something out of it?
Make a pancake out of you.
Oh my goodness, now they're fighting and I won't get no sleep all night. Oh my goodness.
Cut down, all of you.
Get back to sleep. It's all right, Molly. Annie's here.
It was my mom, Annie. We was riding our ferry boat. She was holding me up to see all the big ships. But then I couldn't find you no more.
Whoa. It was just a dream, honey. Now you gotta go back to sleep. It's after 3 o'clock.
Annie, bring me a note.
Again.
Please.
Sure, Molly. Here it comes again. Please take care of our little darling. Her name was Annie.
She was born on October 28th. We'll be back together soon.
We have left half of a silver locket around her neck and kept the other half.
So that when we come back for her, you will know that she's our baby.
Oh my goodness, now they're laughing! Do you want to go to sleep with your teeth inside your mouth or out?
Gee, Annie, I dreamed about having a mother and father again. But you're lucky. You really got them.
I know, somewhere. Maybe far away, or Wish me luck.
Good luck, Annie. Good luck.
Aha! Caught ya. Get up, get up.
Yes, miss.
Turn around. I said turn around. There. Now what do you say? What do you say?
I love you, Miss Hannigan.
Not an orphan.
I'm not an orphan. My mother and father left a note saying they loved me and they were coming back for me.
That was 1922. This is 1933. Now get up! For this one, Shenanigans, you'll get down your knobby little knees and clean this dump until it shines like the top of the Chrysler building.
But it's 4 o'clock in the morning.
Get to work.
Yes, Miss Hannigan.
Now! Why any kid want to be an orphan? I'll never know.
It's a hard knock for us. It's a hard knock life for us.
Instead of treated,
We get tricked.
instead of kisses.
We get picked. It's a hard knock life. It's a hard knock glory hole.
Cotton blankets,
Down roll.
empty bellies.
Down roll. It's a hard knock life.
Don't it feel like the wind is always howling? Don't it seem like there's never any light? Once a day, don't you wanna throw the towel in?
Yes, but you never know what's fun.
No one's there when your dreams are like a tree.
No one cares if you throw it.
No one draws me as you wet with me.
From the crying light will sail empty belly life, run silly life, full of sorrow life, no tomorrow life.
Santa Claus,
Santa Claus, what's that? No one cares for you, a snitch, when you're in an orphanage. It's a hard knock life. You fail till this dump shines like the top of the Chrysler building.
Good morning, children.
Good morning, Miss Hannigan.
Well,
I love you, Miss Hannigan. I love you, Miss Hannigan. I love you, Miss Hannigan.
I love you, Miss Hannigan. I love you, Miss Hannigan.
I love you, Miss Hannigan. I love you, Miss Hannigan.
what are you doing in there?
Nothing.
Get her out of there.
Oh my goodness.
Your days are numbered. All right, breakfast.
Hot yeah.
No, not hot much.
Yay!
Cold mush. And after your mush, you'll go to the sewing machine. There's an order of justice you have to finish, even if you have to work straight through to midnight.
Yes, Miss Hannigan.
Now line up.
Laundry man.
Morning, Otto.
Morning, kids. Clean sheets once a month, whether you need them or not. Hey, Aggie. How's it the prettiest girls at the 14th Street.
Oh, Bundles, get out of here with that laundry.
So long, gorgeous, and Merry Christmas.
Annie, you call this place clean? This place looks like a pigsty. Annie? Annie?
Annie ain't here!
What do you mean Annie ain't here?
She went with Bundles in the laundry bag.
Bundles. Police, police!
Yay! No more hard knock life for Annie. Lucky duck, she ducks away. But we're gonna have to pay. Gonna get our faces slapped. Gonna get our knuckles wrapped. It's the hard knock life. It's the hard knock life. It's the hard knock
Apples, apples. Apples, apples, 2 for a nickel. Excuse me, ma'am, but could you donate an apple to the orphans' picnic?
Sure, why not? Nobody's buying them anyways.
Gee, thanks, ma'am.
Say, kid, when is the orphans picnic?
As soon as I take a bite.
See any stray mutts around here?
No, sir.
Good. Then they must be running miles over pasture.
Hey, there's one they didn't get. They're after you, ain't they? Well, they're after me too. But don't worry, I won't let them get me or you. Everything's gonna be just fine for the both of us. And if not today, well, the sun will come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow there'll be sun. Just thinking about tomorrow clears away the cobwebs and the sorrow till there's none. When I'm stuck with the day that's gray and lonely, I just stick out my chin and grin and say, oh, the sun will come out tomorrow, so you gotta hang on till tomorrow. Come what may, tomorrow, I love ya, tomorrow, you're always a day away.
Girl, come here.
Yeah, officer.
That dog, ain't he a stray?
A stray? Oh, no, officer, that's my dog.
You're a dog, huh? So what's his name?
His name is Sandy. That's right. I call him Sandy because it's a nice sandy color.
Well, then let's see him answer to his name.
Well, you see, officer, I just got him and sometimes...
Call him.
Sandy! Sandy! Come on, Sandy! Sandy! Come on, Sandy! 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 Come on! Good Sandy. Good old Sandy.
Well, next time you take him out, I better see him with a license and a leash, or else he's going to the pound.
I understand, officer.
Now get along with you before you catch your death of a cold in this weather.
Oh, I don't mind the weather. When I'm stuck with the day that's gray and lonely, I just stick out my chin and grin and say, oh, the sun will come out tomorrow, so you gotta hang on till tomorrow. Come what may,
Yeah?
You know your souvenir pillow you got from Coney Island?
Yeah?
Molly just threw up on it!
Little girls, I can see them. Little girls, night and day, I eat, sleep, and breathe them. Some women are dripping with diamonds. Some women are dripping with pearls. Lucky me, look at what I'm dripping with. Little girls. Someday I'll step on their freckles. Some night I'll straighten their curls. Send the flood, anything that you can do to little girls. Shut up! You're coming.
Good afternoon, Miss Hannigan. Is it?
Yeah.
I am Lieutenant Ward of the 17th Precinct. We have found your runaway.
Oh, thank you, officer.
She was down in one of them Hoovervilles over the river with a bunch of bums.
They weren't bums.
She had a amazing amount with her, but he got away.
Oh, you poor pumpkin, out in the freezing cold, just that thin sweater. I hope you didn't catch influenza. Thank you so much again, officer.
On the line of duty. And now let me not hear you run away from this nice lady. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, officer. The next time you walk out this door, it'll be 1953. Well, are you glad to be back?
Yes, Miss Hannigan.
Liar, what's the one thing I've always told you? Never tell a lie.
Good afternoon, Miss Hannigan.
Yes,
I'm Grace Farrell, private secretary to Oliver Warbucks.
the Oliver Warbucks, the millionaire.
Mr. Warbucks has decided to invite an orphan to spend the Christmas holidays at his home.
What sort of orphan do you have in mind?
Well, she should be friendly and intelligent.
Mississippi, capital M-I-double-S-I-double-S-I-double-P-I. Mississippi.
And cheerful.
Shut up! And how old?
Oh, age doesn't really matter. Oh, say 8 or 9, 10, 11? Yes, 11 will be perfect. And oh, I almost forgot. Mr. Warbucks prefers red-headed children.
11, red-headed. Sorry, we don't have those kind of orphans here.
What about this child right here?
Oh, Annie, you don't want Annie.
Annie, would you like to spend the next 2 weeks at Mr. Warbucks' house?
I would love to.
You can have any orphan here, but not Annie.
Perhaps you should call the Board of Orphans, and...
If it's Annie you want, it's Annie you get.
It's Annie I want.
Oh, boy.
If you'll get her coat, I'll take her along right now.
She don't have no coat.
Then we'll buy her one.
Oh, boy.
Come along, Annie. Mr. Warbucks' limousine is right outside.
Oh, boy, I can hardly believe it. Oh, boy, she can hardly believe it. Hey, kids, I'm getting out for Christmas, but I'll write to ya.
Someday I'll end in the nighthouse with all the nut squirrels. There I'll stay tucked away till the prohibition of little girls.
Miss Farrow. Good afternoon, Drake. Everyone.
Good afternoon, miss.
Has Mr. Warbucks arrived yet? No, miss. We're expecting him any minute.
Do you really live here, or is this a train station?
We really live here. Now, would you all come here for a moment, please? Quickly, everyone. This is Annie. She'll be with us for Christmas. Annie, this is everyone.
Hi, everyone.
May I take your coat, miss?
Will I get it back?
Of course, dear. Now, what do you want to do first?
The floors. Then I'll get to the windows.
Annie, you want to do any cleaning. You're our guest. And for the next 2 weeks, we're going to have a swell time. Now,
Cecile will pick out all your
Green is the best color, no blue, I think.
Your bath is drawn by Mrs. Greer.
So, no the bubbles, I think.
And that comes in to make your bed.
The silk, no, the satin sheets, I think. I think I'm gonna like it here.
When you wait, ring for Drake. Drake will bring your tray. When you're through, Mrs. Pugh comes to take it away. No need to pick up any toy.
That's okay, I haven't got any anyway.
No friend, who will you lift, my dear? We have but one request. Please put us to the test.
I know I'm gonna like it here. Used to in a tube where I sit and freeze. Get me now, holy cow! Could someone pinch me, please? Ow! You didn't mean it.
We've never had a little girl.
We've never had a little girl. I'm very glad to volunteer.
We hope you understand. Your wishes are commands.
I know you're gonna
like it here.
welcome.
Where is everyone? Hello, everyone.
sir, welcome home, Mr. Warbucks.
It's good to be home.
How was your flight from Chicago?
Not bad. Only took 11 hours. Grace,
Yes, sir?
messages?
President Roosevelt wants you to call him at the White House.
I'll get back to him tomorrow.
Mr. Warbucks?
All right, good to see you all again.
Sir.
Drake, dismiss the staff.
Yes, sir.
And Grace, if you'll get your notebook. Who is that?
This is Annie, Mr. Warbucks, the orphan who will be with us for Christmas.
That's not a boy. Orphans are boys.
I'm sorry, sir. You just said orphan, so I chose a girl.
Well, I suppose she'll have to do. Annie, huh? Annie what?
Oh, I'm just Annie, Mr. Warbucks, sir. I don't have a last name. I'm sorry I'm not a boy.
Oh, not at all. I couldn't be happier. Grace, let's start with the figures of the Iron from Toledo to... What are we supposed to do with this child?
It is her first night here, sir.
Well, then I suppose we're gonna have to do something special. Annie, would you like to go to a movie?
Gosh, Mr. Warbucks, I've never been to one.
And then you'll go to the Roxy, and an ice cream soda at Mumford's, and a handsome cab ride around Central Park.
Golly!
Grace, forget about the dictation tonight. Instead, you'll be taking Annie here to the movies.
Yes, sir.
Aw, gee.
What's the matter, Annie?
Well, I thought you were going to bring me Mr. Warbucks.
Oh, no. I'm afraid I'll be far too busy tonight.
Aw, gee.
Now, Annie, I've just been away for 6 weeks. And when a man is running a multi-billion-dollar corporation...
Oh, sure, I get it. I understand, Mr. Warbucks.
Drake,
Yes, sir.
get our coats.
Oh, gee!
Grace, you'll come too, of course.
Which car will you be wanting, sir?
To Duesenberg. No, wait. This child's been cooped up in an orphanage. We'll walk.
Walk to the Roxy?
Why not? It's only 45 blocks.
Yes, sir.
I smell those bus fumes. There's no way I like the air of New York. Come on, slowpokes. We gotta get to the Roxy before the prices change.
And once again, we bring you back to the romance of Helen Trent, who sets out to prove that just because a woman is 35 or older, romance in life need not be over.
God, I hope not.
Good afternoon, Miss Hannigan.
What's the matter? Roebuck's fed up with Annie already?
On the contrary, Miss Hannigan, this has to be signed and returned to the Board of Orphans no later than 10 o'clock tomorrow.
What for?
Because Mr. Warbucks is so taken with Annie that he wants to adopt her.
Annie, the daughter of a millionaire?
The daughter of a billionaire.
Would you excuse me for a moment, please? Ah! Got any more wonderful news?
Merry Christmas, Miss Hannigan.
Pardon me, Blondie. Hiya, sis. Long time no see.
Rooster, we finally entered a prison. What were you in for this time?
Some old geezer said I swindled him out of $1,100.
And why did he say that?
Because the rooster swindled him at $1,100.
Sis, I like you made a friend of mine from
Jersey City.
Rooster, do me a favor. Get out of here.
So who's the lady I bumped into when I come in? Looked like she had a couple of moolah.
She works for Oliver Warbucks.
The Oliver Warbucks.
Annie, one of the orphans from here, is getting adopted by him.
Crummy orphan.
Yeah, living the lap of luxury while the two Indian kids ended up on the skids. It ain't fair how we screw around strictly or bucks while she gets Warbucks.
The little brat. It ain't fair, this in life is driving me nuts. While we get peanuts, she's living fat.
Maybe she holds the key that little lane.
To get in more bucks.
Instead of us, maybe we fix the game with something shady.
Where does that put us?
Give you one guess. Yes! Is a street. Is a street. That's where we're
Yes, Mr. President. No, I am not asking for your help. But I'm telling you that you've got to do something. All right, we'll talk about it on Friday. Listen, Mr. President, why don't we bury the hatchet? And you come over here with Mrs. Roosevelt for supper, Christmas Eve. You will. Wonderful. Goodbye, Mr. President. Grace, find out what Democrats eat.
Yes, sir.
The package from Tiffany's?
Arrived this morning.
Fine. I'm going to give it to her and tell her that I want to adopt her.
She's going to be the happiest little girl in the world.
Get her down here.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Annie, can we have a man-to-man talk?
You're sending me back to the orphanage, right?
Of course not. Annie, I was born into a very poor family, and both my parents died before I was 10. So I made a promise to myself. Someday, one way or another, I was going to be rich. Very rich.
That was a good idea.
But lately, I've realized something. You could have all of the money in the world, but if you've got no one to share your life with, if you're alone, well, you might as well be broke. I was in Tiffany's the other day, and I picked this up for you.
For me? Gee, thanks.
silver locket, Annie. I noticed that old broken one you always wear, and I said to myself, I'm going to get that kid a new locket. Or to take that old one off and...
No, I don't want a new one.
Annie, what is it?
This locket. My mom and dad left it when they left me at the orphanage. And a note, too. They're coming back for me. I know I'm real lucky being here with you for Christmas and all. But the one thing I want in all the world is to have my mother and father and to be like all the other kids and folks of my own.
It'll be all right. I'll find them. I'll find your parents for you.
Shh. Mr. Warbucks will find your mother and father if he has to put everyone on the organization on the job. If he has to pull every political string there is to pull.
Up to and including the White House. Annie, give me a locket.
But Mr. Warbucks.
I understand. But it could be our best clue. We'll have the FBI trace it and find out who bought it.
Okay, maybe they should have my note, too.
You watch, Annie. You may be meeting your mother and father within a couple of days.
Really?
Really.
Oh boy, I gotta write a letter to the kids about this.
What a thing to occur, finding them, losing her. Oh, you won't be an orphan for long.
And pretty soon, everyone will know I'm looking for my folks, because we're going to be on the radio and telling them. So make sure you listen, okay? So maybe now it's time, and maybe when I wait, they'll be there calling me baby,
Gee, A&M Radio, coast to coast, she's famous.
I wish I was on the radio.
Me too.
Who wants to be in a dumb old radio?
I do so. For only our Smiles family, this is Brett Healy saying, hey Hoberman, hey Damperdan, you both got yourself a brother. You're never fully dressed down a smoke. Thank you guys, you're cool, maybe both family. This is a little but brother, you're never fully dressed without a smile. Who cares what you're wearing on Main Street or Southville Road? It's what you wear from ear to ear and not from head to toe. So generous, so generous, so long for oh wow, remember you're never fully dressed. So you may wear your best. You're never fully dressed without a smile. Smile, 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 everybody smile.
What you doing up?
Oh my goodness, Annie was on the radio.
I heard. Next thing she'll be in the movies. Now get to bed.
Oh my goodness, shut up.
A $50,000 award. $50,000. What I can do with $50,000?
Ma'am, are you the lady that runs this here orphanage?
Yeah, what do you want?
Ma'am, was you working here 11 years ago?
Yeah.
Well, we had terrible troubles back then and had to leave a baby here on the front stoop.
Our little girl, our Annie.
Your Annie's parents? I can't believe it. Where'd you say you come from again?
A little farm up in Canada where they got lots of chickens and ducks and geese and roosters. Gotcha, sis.
Rooster, I would have never known you in 100 years.
Fooled you, Aggie. And we're gonna fool Warbucks too.
Get ourselves 50,000 big ones.
Sis, we need details about Annie that can pull this thing off.
What's in it for me?
3-way split.
Half.
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 Okay, 25 grand each, but we gotta do it fast. Get the money, get the kid, and get out of town.
The kid's the problem. What do we do with her afterwards?
No problem. When I want something to disappear, it disappears. For good. We get the 50 grand, we blow this crummy town, and then Lil and me meet you.
Where? Oh, yeah.
In the street, in the street,
Well, Miss Farrell, I'm sorry, Annie. I've spoken to more than 1,000 people claiming to be your parents, but they were all liars and fakes. Oh, gee.
Are you certain?
Yes, sir. None of them knew about the locket. I'm so sorry.
I was sure someone was going to be my mother and father.
Mr. Warbucks, this is just come by a special messenger from the FBI.
Thank you.
Agent Gunderson has succeeded in locating the manufacturer of Annie's locket in Utica, New York.
Oh, boy.
Over 90,000 remain sold.
Oh, gee.
I'm sorry, Annie. I don't think the FBI thinks that there's a chance in a million of tracing your parents to the locket. I'm sorry.
It's all right. You tried your best. I guess a kid can get along without folks anyway. You didn't turn out so bad.
Grace. Yes, sir? Do you have those legal papers I gave you the other day?
Right here.
Annie, I want to adopt you.
Adopt me?
Yes or no?
Well, if I can't have my real mother and father, then there's no one in the world I would rather have for a father than you, Mr. Warbucks.
Annie, this isn't going to be an adoption. It's going to be a celebration. You can have anyone in the whole entire world you want to come to it. Who would you like?
Well, I guess I would like Miss Farrell here, and Mr. Drake, and Mrs. Pugh, and well, everybody here.
Drake,
Yes, sir.
tell the staff to get stiffed up. They're going to be guests at Annie's adoption party.
Yes, sir.
Oh, and the kids.
I'm afraid it'll be far past their bedtime. But I'll tell you what, we'll have everyone over from the orphanage tomorrow for a big Christmas celebration.
And Miss Hannigan, too.
Why not? Annie, I am the luckiest man in the world.
And I'm the luckiest kid. Together at last, together forever. We're tied a knot, they never can sever.
I don't need sunshine every time I do.
I don't need anything but you. Yesterday was plain awful.
You can say that again,
Yesterday was plain awful.
but that's
Not now, that's then. I'm poor as a mouse,
I'm richer than Midas.
but nothing on earth could ever divide us. And if tomorrow I'm in apple cellar too,
I don't need anything.
anything, anything. I don't need anything but you. Excuse us, folks. Shirley, look, there's our Annie. Who are you?
Honey, where are your mom and dad?
Mudge. Ralph Mudge is the name. And this here's wife, Shirley.
And you're Annie Mudge.
Annie Mudge?
We loved you, Annie, but we had to leave you behind. We've seen a great number of people who...
I expect you'll be weighing proof of who we are. Here's our driver's licenses and Annie's birth certificate.
Baby girl, named Anne Elizabeth Mudge, born to Ralph and Shirley Mudge, New York, October 28th, 1922.
October 28th, that's my birthday.
Ralph, look, Annie's wearing the locket.
See, when we left Annie at the orphanage, we left half of Silver Lock with her and kept the other half. Yes, it fits perfectly.
Oh, thank God, Ralph, she's our Annie.
Mr. Mudge, what about the money?
Well, we ain't got much, but we glad to give
You haven't heard that I offered a certified check for $50,000 to anyone who could prove that they are Annie's parents?
No, sir. Anyway, we don't want no money.
On the other hand, Ralph, remember that little pig farm out in New Jersey? $50,000 we could afford to bring up Annie right in the country.
Mr. Mudge, do you mind if Annie stays one more night until tomorrow, Christmas? Then you can come to pick up Annie and the check.
Whatever you prefer, sir.
Bye, Annie love.
Until tomorrow morning, honey, and then you'll be spending the rest of your life with us. Oops. Pardon me, Blondie.
Well, this is...
Wonderful news.
Drake, champagne.
Yes, sir.
We must celebrate because we've just had the most wonderful news. Annie has found her mother and father. I propose a toast to Annie Mudge.
To Annie Mudge. Annie!
I've lost her. I've lost Annie.
Sir, I have the strangest feeling that I've seen that Mr. Mudge before. That he's not who he says he is.
Then I won't stop till we're certain.
But how?
I'll go straight to the top, to the President of the United States, even if he is a Democrat.
Silly to cry, nothing to fear. Betcha where they live's as nice as right here. Betcha my life is gonna be swell. Looking at them, it's easy to tell. And maybe I'll forget how nice he was to me, and how I was almost his baby. Maybe. Merry Christmas, Mr. Warbucks, Miss Farrell.
Merry Christmas.
You're up early.
You're up early too.
We've been up all night, dear. FBI men have been coming and going. Annie, did you know that the President is here?
Really?
Mr. President!
Merry Christmas, President Roosevelt.
Merry Christmas, Annie. Annie, early this morning, FBI Director Hoover telephoned me with very sad news. He succeeded in tracing the identity of your parents.
Yes, Mr. and Mrs. Mudge.
No, dear. David and Margaret Bennett.
But
Annie,
Annie, your mother and father passed away a long time ago.
so I'm an orphan after all.
are you all right, Annie?
Yes, because I know they loved me, and they would have come for me if they weren't.
I love you, Annie Bennett.
And I love you too. Now, who the heck are Ralph and Shirley Mudge?
The birth certificate could have easily been forged, but nobody knew about the locket except for us.
And the FBI, of course.
And Miss Hannigan.
And Miss Hannigan. Miss Hannigan, sir, and the children from the orphanage.
Hi, kids!
Ah, Miss Hannigan, it's a pleasure to meet you. Same here, I know you anywhere. Miss Hannigan, let me introduce you to everyone. You know my secretary, Miss Farrell, and this is the President of the United States.
Look, kids, they're presents for all of us.
Mr. Warbucks, did you just come from the FBI?
Ah, now it fits together.
Sir, Mr. and Mrs. Mudge.
Good morning.
Merry Christmas, one and all.
Merry Christmas.
Well, we don't want to bother you Christmas enough. We just come to pick up Annie and the check.
Of course. Check. Here it is, Mr. Mudge. $50,000. Certified.
Certified. Heading to the order of the jig is up.
That's right. The jig is up, Daniel Francis Hannigan, also known as
Rooster Hannigan, also known as Ralph Mudge, also known as Danny the Dip.
Lewis, turn them over.
Yes, sir.
And I believe that you will find that this woman is an accomplice.
I never seen these people till yesterday.
Ah, come off it, Aggie.
Annie, tell them how nice and good I always was to you.
Gee, I'm sorry, Miss Hannigan, but remember the one thing you've always told me: never tell a lie.
Brat!
Miss Hannigan is gone for good.
And you won't have to work anymore.
You and perhaps for all of us. This Christmas is the beginning of a wonderful new life. A new deal. Hey, I rather like that. A new deal.
So do I, Franklin. A new deal.